On the show as well, DE Development, it is in focus. The company saw good performance on a yearly basis, while the net profit declined sharply on a sequential basis. Gross margins contracted on a YOY basis, but to understand what the outlook is going forward, we have Mr. KL Bansal, the CMD of the company, joining us now. Mr. Bansal, good afternoon. Thank you so much for joining in. Well, your order book was flattish on a quarter-on-quarter basis, but you speak about a healthy order book pipeline going forward. Can you give us a sense of what are the order inflows looking like? By the end of the year, what will the order book look like? What will you end with?
Thank you very much. Thank you very much, and good afternoon, everybody. We recently acquired a very nice order for about $40 million, and the order book as on date, if you will say, is around 1,100 crores, which is highest in the history of our company. And, many orders are in the pipeline. We expect that every month we shall be getting large orders. There's absolutely no dearth of business. That is our standard line. I say it every time that, we have been struggling only for the capacity, not for the orders. If we have the capacity, we can get still more large orders still are there, which can be acquired.
Okay, Mr. Bansal, you've told us that the order pipeline is quite healthy. Would you be able to quantify that at the end of FY25, what kind of order inflows are you expecting, and where do you expect your order book to stand at, given the fact that we understand Q1 was quite muted in terms of ordering activity? So at the end of FY25, where do you see the order book stand at?
It should be at least 1,500 crores, if not less, if not more.
Can you come again on that number, Mr. Bansal?
So it will be minimum 1,500 crores.
The order book by the end of the year?
Yeah.
You've already received a close to $40 million dollar order from Dow Chemical Canada. So on the back of that, you're sticking to the 1,500 crore order book or the order inflow that you have. So now going forward, export versus domestic, what will the mix look like, and what kind of ordering activity are you seeing, especially in the export order book?
We have always been taking the stand that historically we have been doing almost 50% export and 50% is our domestic sales. In this year, we'll still maintain the same mix, but in the coming year, the mix may slightly shift more towards export, and we may be doing around 60% export and 40% maybe the domestic sales in the coming year.
Okay, 60% exports, 40% domestic sales. Give us a sense of the new Anjar facility. How will you be able to ramp this up? What is the commercial production? What is the incremental revenues and orders expected after the complete ramp up?
We have already, started the commercial production, but of course it's still on a lower level. And we expect that the full operation of this plant will come in March 25. And we expect to do, when it is fully operational, more than 200 crores in a year immediately after that.
And just a follow-up on that question as well, on the export versus domestic split, is export coming in at better margins, Mr. Bansal? I just want to understand, how do margins work in two geographies?
In any given scenario, the markets, the margins in the export are definitely higher, but, at the same time, we have to spend a lot of money also to make sure that your product is well accepted. There is no issue while, when it goes outside, because outside markets have altogether a different vision, what we have in India. So, we have to be very, very careful. We have to spend a lot of money in ensuring that, whatever we supply, it should get accepted as it is.
Mr. Bansal, at the end of Q1 in the con call, you did mention that post commissioning of the Anjar facility, you would have better visibility, and then you would guide the street to an FY25 guidance for top line margins and PAT. We are right in the middle of Q2. What is the status of that particular facility, and do you now have better visibility? Would you be able to guide the street for top line, EBITDA, as well as bottom line?
Sir, again, I will just stick to my same stand that the commercial production has already started. We are ramping it up every 3 months. And, we will be ramping up our Anjar facility by more than 3,000 tons in a year by September, October only. And then another 6,000 tons or around 9,000 tons in next 3 to 6 months time. So, that's absolutely on track. So there is absolutely no issue on that. And as far as top line and EBITDA is concerned, I will again say that, we already have shown substantial increase compared to Q1 of FY24, and our FY25 numbers are much, much healthier. And this is what we projected, that, we shall start showing that we are on the upward trend right from Q1 itself. And I am sure that in Q2 also, you will be able to see very healthy trend, and it's going to be quite upwards.
So when you say healthy, would you be able to quantify it in some form, even a range? Is it a 10 to 15% upside on a year-on-year basis? Or is it slightly higher than that? What does healthy mean for you?
Year-on-year basis, definitely more than 10 to 15%. Year-on-year basis, definitely.
Okay. All right, Mr. Bansal, thank you so much for joining in today with all those details. That's the word coming in from DE Development, expecting an order book of around 1,500 crore rupees by the end of this year, with 60% coming in from exports. Let's dip into a break. When we return, we'll be joined by the management of PVR Inox to discuss the company's business outlook and more. Stay tuned for that.